Most of it's probably mental. You don't like dark places that are wet and you're claustrophobic. You have a bunch of phobias and stuff. It's not going to be the place for you. All right, good morning, everyone. So we're off on another adventure in Mexico. Probably the last mines we'll get to visit here. We're looking for something called La Rasta. There's a picture from Google Earth. You can see a big concentrator, a whole bunch of old buildings from, so it's pretty substantial. We're near a place called sort of southeast of Mazatlan, and the kind of as close as big town is called El Rosario, but we're just on dirt roads. It's about 35 kilometers from El Rosario as the crow flies, but the crows, they take a much more direct route than these roads do. So, van that I rented, and we're using that to get around here. We're looking like the kind of country where we'd see some mines, but we haven't seen any yet. The only thing we've seen so far is some burrows. Found this kind of cool tower, so we're going to go up there, and then we can have a real good bird's eye view of the country. I've seen lots of nice mountain in those areas. Ran into 3 miners in this little town. They had their hard hats on, and we saw a scoop tram, but I don't know where the mine is. No, it doesn't look to me like there's anyone living here. It looks like all these buildings are all abandoned here. So, this is the only mine that we found up here so far, up in this area here, La Rasta. So it looks like a pretty big hole. And you see there's a compressor line right there. Alright, so now the compressor has been pulled. There's the end of the line right there. And there's a concrete block. So that's good. That tells us this isn't an abandoned mine. Because they're doing active mining around here. Because we got ore trucks going down. And we saw a scoop tram on the road. Alright, as you can see, it's a pretty big adit. You could drive a truck in here. It looks pretty cool. It's not too new. So I'm thinking like he was mined in the 70s. It looks like we've got a decline here. Oh, yeah, there wasn't. Wow. Decline right there. Be actually pretty safe to get a rope and down go into. And here's an explosive storage area here. So. Maybe another one there. No tracks or nothing in here, so it doesn't seem like anyone's been in here. Yeah, they got pretty fair sized bats here. We're not scared of bats, right? Alright, I can really smell it in here. Let's see if we can get a good shot of that bat. There we are. A couple more there. Yeah, they're definitely not Townsends. Pretty looking bats. Let's head into the mine. And see what we can find. A little wet here, but it's dried out. That's not a bat, it's actually a moth, a big moth though. Bats like moths, some types. Alright. Well, this is definitely a mechanized mine, which means that they didn't use stopers and stuff in here. And they would have drilled this all out with a jumbo. Oh, you got higher levels. This might be a pretty big mine. Been driving around all day, so it's getting later in the day, but no, it's not really a big deal. Got lights in the pickup, even though it is a couple hours from town. Maybe 35 miles as a crow flies, but a lot of driving. Looks like there's some old parts, eh? That looks really old to me. Likely this mine was probably a pretty old mine that they came in more recently and excavated more ore out of. Well, like I say, I'm pretty sure it's silver mine. Seems to be the most common around here. And just from the looks of the ore, it looks like silver to me. Oh, that's definitely a decline there, and a wet one. So I'm not going to go in there because I really don't want to get wet right now. So we're going to break our rule and go to the left. the dry feet rule has superseded the right hand rule in this case. No big deal about getting wet in Mexico though. It's the water would be pretty warm. Yeah, she's big in here. Pretty nice. I don't know how far it goes in. There's supposed to have been a concentrator in a bunch of mine buildings, but we weren't able to find them. So I don't know if they've been, when you have pictures on Google Earth and stuff, you don't know how old they are. And sometimes it might have been removed or something. There are declines all over the place here. Well, this ramp is not even that steep. Well, it definitely hooks up to lower levels. So this wouldn't be the main hall level. Oh, this stuff's getting kind of slimy, all right. Oh well. I hadn't have got this far in my life if I was worried about wet feet, huh? All right, what do we got here? It looks like a pickup truck. Yep, it's a pickup. I've never seen a pickup in mine before. Tool storage area, I guess. So one thing about being in this part of the country is they don't recommend tourists come here unless you have essential business here, because we're in the northern part, in the northern Sonora province, I guess. Oh, the bat scared me. Oh, big bats. And the drug trafficking is a little bit more robust here, or gang activity, I guess. Isn't that weird, eh? Big bats. Lots of bats everywhere. So this decline is the one we're looking at. I think it's wet. Just like, very much like the mines we saw in Vancouver Island. We were in the bluegrass and those other mines. Same technology. Oh, I think we're going to run into water here. There's a lot of sulfides in here, so as you can see, so that looks more like gold. More likely to have some gold in it. Man, it might just lead us right to a lower level. That would go out. That'd be kind of cool. So we might not have to use any ropes to go down. We'll just go down this decline. I can feel some air. I don't actually have my monitor with me today. It's in my bag, but oh, look how big those bats are. Pretty cool. Like 3 times the size of the bats we see in mines back home. So there have been geologists in here more recently, as you can see with the tags that they got. Yeah, there we go. Should be flooded from here on down. So, unless we want to go swimming, we ain't getting any further down into the decline. And these declines get wet pretty fast, as you can see. I wonder if it even goes much further. Oh yeah, it carries on. Yeah. There she goes. So that'll be it for this branch. Let's have a look at the others. So this is quite a bit smaller than the one we came in on. Obviously you can't get a scoop tram in here, I don't think. So this might, well, you probably could, I guess. It might not go much further. So there we go. Bat, we'll just call it bat. Bat's a lot easier to say in English than it is in Spanish. I suppose they got rabies too, so I don't want to get bit by one if you can avoid it. I've never found them to be aggressive. Usually they're always just trying to get out. There you go. Yeah, so this just be a dead end here, so I don't go any further. See, they drilled the holes, but they didn't blast here. So, I mean, look how small the drill holes are, it's just for 1-inch powder. So they use a jumbo to drill those. Well, there's the missing hood for the pickup. And we'll go to the next branch here. So look at the slope we're seeing here, the country rock, and this is the ore that they would have mined. It almost looks like it had some copper in it. And it's probably silver bearing material with some sulfides, maybe some gold in it. I don't know whether this is an oro or plata mine. So oro is gold and plata is silver. Copper I can never remember. But oh, look at that nice line in here where the dip is. Alright, so the thing about Mexican mines, you don't find much artifacts in them. I think it's worth money someone takes. Or the companies do or whatever. Lots of bats in them though. It's pretty warm in here, you know, I'm just got a t-shirt on, I'm sweating, you know, just walking through this one level. So usually the mines are the kind of average, the mine kind of averages the temperature year round of outside. So in Canada it's pretty cold for a good part of the year. Warm for part of the year, so it kind of averages out. In the mine, bats are far more active in here because obviously it's a lot warmer. So they don't hibernate, they just eat insects year round. Well, it doesn't look like this is going to go very far. And there's no real point in going down. Yeah, that's the end of it. There's no point going down that decline because it'll be wet, I'm sure. Well, I won't guarantee you anything, but there you go, guys. Same thing, they drilled all this and I never went in any further, so. It's not a huge mine, but newer one, interesting just the same. Alright, so this is the only branch we never went in. All I got for these is shoes, but came all this way to explore mines. I'll just get them wet. Doesn't look like it gets much deeper. I thought it was a decline to begin with, but it's not. Oh, lots of bats in here. Just a little bit of a pool in here. Might as well have a look, might be something interesting. I guess in some of these mines, there's lots of bat, the guano really freaking stinks. That's what I heard, I don't know. So that's bad shit right there. Guano, that's a $5 word for it, I guess. Yeah, it smells a bit like ammonia from the bats, I guess. I don't know if this will go too far. I guess there's only one way to find out. Mercillius. Follow the bats. Yeah, it used to be that I was kind of had bats flying over your head. You get nervous about it. Coming to Mexico kind of cured that. Yeah, lots of bad shit down here. Lots of bats, lots of bad shit. Funny how that works. And it looks like it's actually kind of a bit of an incline here. So the bats seem a little nervous. There are a lot of them down there. Look how many there is. Probably gonna end right there. I'm just kind of chasing them all down there, so we're gonna see a lot of bats coming by us here. Not a big deal. Lots of bats. Look at all the. Yeah, as far as it's gonna go. It's just full of shit in here, though. Lots of bats. Oh, I'll duck down a little bit. Man, I never have been touched by a bat yet. I don't think it's gonna happen today. And there's a lot of bats, though. Yeah, I don't want to go into that slimy shit. Not that I'm scared of the bats. There's just no point being stuck up to my crotch in mud. Yeah, it's a bit of an incline there. Yeah. Okay. Kind of looks like a good part of this deposit was pretty close to the surface, because as you look, you know, they went up through all these little, they dug all these little things out to bring it down. They popped out. That's a cool shot of them. Pretty cute looking bat, actually, isn't it? Alright, so now things are getting pretty exciting. This thing just kind of suddenly died on me. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I don't speak any Spanish. The only good thing is we're close to a mine. And the guy come down and I told him my vehicle was stuck here, and he said something about mechanical, and he took off. So maybe I'm going to have mechanical help me out. I don't know what the hell's the problem. Got lots of fuel and oil and everything up, but for some reason she just died. So here we are with the amigos, three amigos, drink a little bit of cerveza and some tequila, and they kind of helped me out here.
This is a little bottle.
Yeah, so, and your name is?
Martin Rivera Ortega.
Francisco Quintana.
Yeah, and? The mechanical?
The mechanic, yeah, he's the mechanic.
Okay. So here's the restaurant here, the camp. Let's have a little breakfast here. He said it's okay if we have a look around the yard here and see what equipment we got. Kind of a boneyard here, I guess. Scoop trams. A pretty big scoop tram, huh? Yeah, they got a whole lineup of them here. Oh yeah. That must be about a 2-yard scoop tram, I guess, eh? Oh yeah. So I was lucky with the truck being broke down. The miners kind of took pity on me. They gave me a room for the night and fed me. I'm at the camp here, so we're going to see if we can get this truck going. Hopefully we can get that thing running today. If not, we're just going to have to take a bus. Get the hell out of here. So, yeah, so they got a little camp here. They had a kitchen and give me breakfast and everything. And yeah, so that's just the compound here. They got a little scoop tram here. A couple other water pumps. That one guy's job is just to open and close that gate. 644, the guy that speaks English here, his job is to run the wheel loader, so he'll be running a loader today. I didn't know Emco made scoop trams. Pretty nice one, actually. Yeah. These guys look after the gate, I guess. It's their job. So they have a compound here for the workers here, and that's where our camp. That's where the camp is set up. All right, so that's the company that's my gracious host, I guess, until I get that truck fixed. So despite all the security precautions here with the gates and all this kind of stuff, they assure me there's no crime here. And there's no police here. The reason is the cartels control this, and the police wouldn't even come here. They tell me that they've seen El Chapo used to be in this town all the time. He'd come here, and he was around here for years, and he was a wanted man, but he was safe here because the police don't come here. So, and they told me, so long as I say I work for the mines, the cartels are here, I'd have no problem with them. So, so it's kind of a interesting situation, but I feel safe here. People are friendly. I'm gonna load some trucks in the wheel loader. Let me So this is the material that's coming out of this mine here. So you wouldn't think it's gold, but it is. Looks more like more of a silver thing, but like I say, you can't tell gold by just looking at the rock. would be something we typically would see more silver in. Well, we're seeing some sulfides in this stuff here, so by the looks of it. But you know, there we go. There's the mine. So we're just waiting for a truck to come out. We'll get a shot on one of these trucks. Oh, they sure got a lot of compressors around here. They got like 5 compressors. They just brought another one in, so I don't know what they got that much air for. So they just welded a hitch on the scoop tram to move the compressor down this hill. There's the other scoop tram. They just put some new batteries in it. So I'm going to be catching a ride in this dump truck as soon as we get it loaded up. I'm going to be taking off to town this dump truck. Well, you usually see scoop trams used for loading trucks, but not the handiest thing for loading a truck, but it'll work, I guess. Their hydraulic excavator broke down today, so. These guys are just great to me, you know. They found me on the side of the road here. It was getting dark, and he said, "Oh, you can't stay here. It's not safe. You know, the cartels patrol this." And did see guys with machine guns driving around, and he said, "Oh, stay in the camp." They wouldn't take any money or nothing from me, and they spent all day trying to get this car going on. It was some electrical problem or something, and so here we are. We're just pulling it up the hill to the compound where we could work on it and try to get going. And we never did get it going. We just ended up having to leave it, and then ended up catching a ride into town with one of the trucks. So they haul all the ore out of this gold mine here to town to a concentrator about 2.5 miles away. So they just use all these dump trucks and all these guys haul all the ore out. So here they're just pulling me up the hill and through town to the compound to work on the truck. And like I say, just a great bunch of guys, and they wouldn't even take a nickel from me. Oh, now we're back in town. So we might be getting somewhere. We changed the fuel filter. It was really dirty. Guy just rolled up with an AK-47. Didn't take a picture of him, but he had a motorcycle with 2 girls on it. He was carrying an AK-47. So we think we might be getting somewhere. Looks like the fuel filter is plugged on this, so we might have this thing rolling after all. And it's pretty dirty. had a pretty cool day up at the mine there. I spent the day in the shop helping them guys change a bunch of tires and stuff, and they paid me a real compliment. He said, "You really like the way I worked. I showed him a bunch of stuff, and we changed some tires around, and we sat around there, drank some tequila the night before, and just the most friendliest bunch of guys. And I've always had that in Mexico. I never had a problem with anyone. People are just so kind and generous, and it seems like the further you get back, you just kind of meet the real people. They're not so much into the tourism thing, and just a great bunch of guys, and really, really appreciate everything they've done for me. So I rode back to town, back to La Rasta, about 2.5 hours in a truck there, pretty rough road there. Guy don't speak any English. Nobody actually did, just the one guy that I was drinking tequila with spoke a little English. He worked in the States for a while, but not much of a problem. Just a great time. I really loved meeting the down to earth country miners there. Alright, so today we are in a mangrove swamp and we're going to find some crocodiles. Should have brought a chicken to throw in there. Grab him by the tail there, Chris. Get him going. Give him a little shake.
No, I know that they can reach around and reach their tail.
I hear they use the skinniest person for bait. Now there's the best looking copper statue I've ever seen. Now that's a big chunk of copper, eh? Yeah.